Hey guys, Connor here from Stampishire Media, and today we're going to be reviewing Infinite Paintball Tournament. It would help if I got the title right. Infinite Tournament Paintball. Made by 5-2 Games. It used to be 5-2 Studios, but because it's a solo dev, he had to change it to 5-2 Games. This is the main menu. I recommend turning the audio down because the music is very loud, or just turn it off like I've done. On the main menu, you have obviously the 4 buttons at the bottom: play, customize, settings, and quit. Obviously, just go into settings, have a player on in here. I would recommend turning the motion blur off, otherwise you will get motion sick. Trust me. Got all the basic settings here. I'm happy with how they are. I've not changed any of them, but obviously have a play around, see what you like. But let's go straight into the customization. So to begin with, you do have a nice selection of jerseys. You got 2 violence ones, one by the actual studio, one by I don't actually know how you would say it, whether 25 or whether that's 5-2 Studios. I'm not actually sure. And obviously by Ruthless as well. I like going with the HK Army one because gang gang. Obviously in terms of masks, you've only got 3 i5s and 1 i4. I personally like the Die i5s Iron Man edition, which is this one here. I've got something very similar. I just got the red and black ones. So the headbands, obviously we have the legendary Hormesis, which was founded and made by Oliver Lang, or as you know him on Instagram, Oliver Whitecloud. Absolute legends. It's definitely on my bucket list to meet that man one day. And then you've got hype headbands, and then obviously Supreme ones. I always go with the Hormesis because it's Ollie Lang, probably the best Baron player to ever exist. On the right, you got quite a nice selection of markers. You have the Die DSR, and you have some of the old Die DM markers. I don't think these are meant to be the M markers, the M series ones. Only because I'm pretty certain if they were, it would have a smooth body right and the actual screen. I think these are the DM12s, I think, or DM13s. I can't remember how high they went. And obviously you come down to Lux Ices, a vast array of colours. Purple and gold is my personal favourite. And you come down to the Shockers, which is the XLS Shockers, which are the first edition versions, not the newer ones. And then you have the J4 markers, which are very nice and very slim, and they are the most used in the game, I'd say, overall. And obviously come down to the hoppers. So all R2 hoppers, so you just go with your colour. I just go with black, goes with the purple quite well. If this was black and purple, I would go with that, but I was going for plain black. And obviously just standard gas tanks, just different colours. Purple for me. And then if you want a bit of a close-up of what you've selected, you can select the different icons below. Then to load into the game, just literally hit play, hit browse servers. Obviously there's only 2 at the moment in the making of this video, but depending on the time, there is sometimes quite a few. A lot of the player base are American, so just bear that in mind if you are from the EU or if you're in the UK like myself and you want to obviously play a game. Don't be afraid to host a server. 9 times out of 10, you will get loads of people joining and they're dipping in and out. So what we'll do, we'll just get into a server. Just gonna do this. Footage needed. Do it 10. Do Steam. Pick any event or any field layout. Obviously, it's got the most recent ones. Obviously, I think he will add more because as the season is going on. So we're going to do one of the older ones. We're going to do the World Cup back in 2022. And what I'd recommend, rather than waiting here, people to join, I would just start. And then when you load in, just pick a team. Red or blue. And then just wait for you to load in. Alright, but no worries, man. Just come join. So when you load in,
10 seconds.
you are on the start gate. Obviously, in normal paintball, you would have your marker touching this, but obviously that's a bit hard to implement in the game. You don't have to quickly see if anyone down there spawns. And no one spawned for this round, that's not a problem. Obviously, when the buzzer goes, you just want to come off the break. Go to whatever bunker you choose. Obviously, getting the lanes up. This does play as close to the real thing as possible, I'd say. It's obviously limited to 10.5 balls a second. You have the ramping. And one of the best features about this game is what you can do if I've got enough mouse cables. So you can shoot with your left click. So the ramping kicks in. Or you can shoot your right click. But my favourite, you can master this. Well, this is exactly like an actual thing. I'm being an idiot with the camera. Let's aim it up a bit. Reload. So you can actually use both sides of the mouse. Alright, and then obviously, like I showed previously, but show you, we can actually see the marker, double tap this to just get the ramping going, and vice versa with the other side. I have run out of paint. Obviously, when you do that, it means you're out of paint. In the bottom right hand side of the screen, you'll have 4 pods. Unless you hit R to reload. Underneath the camera, you will see a green bar, and then there'll be a red bar, which is your paint in your hopper. A green bar stamina. Obviously, it will fluctuate as you sprint and move around, dive, and obviously slide. Obviously, if you're just moving around normally, it will recharge. Obviously, if you stay stationary, it recharges like a millisecond quicker. Would you say 2 fingers is more effective than 1? No. Personal preference at the end of the day. In terms of this game, I would say it's more beneficial, but only when you're stationary, because you can pretty much get a more consistent ramp. But with how paintball markers work in the 21st century, or how paintball markers work IRL, sorry, that's a bit rude. It's built for you to have your preference of doing this or just doing this, because that's the whole ramping feature. So when you get it to the 10.5 balls a second, the gun will pretty much kick in the ramping feature, and you can just do this. So I recommend, if you want to get it there quicker in real life, 2 fingers. Once it's got the consistent ramp, just go to 1. That's what a lot of players do. So you'll have someone, for example, I'm actually going to get off my chair for this. Say, for example, they're starting at the bunker like this, they're nice and low. They'll bring that gun up, and they'll double tap like this, get into the bunker, and then just swap to 1 finger, and then it just consistently reload. Just hold that lane down, basically. Now, in terms of the gameplay of this, it's still very early days, and it is a solo dev, so please be patient. But you don't win the points in this by running up like you would do in normal paintball and touching the bunker or the buzzer. You do have to eliminate the other team. Now, sometimes it doesn't always get your score, but just like I said, bear in mind, it's had a massive update. This is the massive update from when it first started, and it's a whole step forward in the door. And they now have a new 3D model designer on board. And as you see, we've got 1, 2, myself, there's 3 versus 1, so 3 versus both. So I'm just going to go to this bunker and let them do it, because it's ganging up on him in a minute. Obviously, guys, I am streaming while making this review, so we've got live action stuff going on, and I'll also be talking to chat and stuff as well.
10 seconds.
So obviously, let's have a look. Okay, it's 3v2, that's fine. So what I'm going to do, chat, I'm going to go straight to this center bunker here, and then bump up to the center. Nice long shot, bud. Assuming that was both. Yeah, it was nice. So obviously, when I'm spectating, nice booting one. No one can hear me talking apart from who's in chat right now. So, like, if you're playing with randoms, you can't say, "Oh, it's in D2, D2."
10 seconds.
They're not going to hear you. But to be honest, if you're on a Discord call, be decent. Treat it like dead man walking. Obviously, if you are out of the start box when the point starts, you just get eliminated straight away. That's just instant disqualification, basically. Boy was being very sneaky, so I didn't even hear him there. Even though he broke short, to be honest. Oh no, C6 hybrid, not bad. They're both the snake. Obviously, it's different stances. Obviously, the stances do change from your perspective to the, obviously, looking at the opponent's perspective. So, someone's joined, you have to spin around. So, one of the big things I know Dev is working towards 100% is like an actual tournament mode. So, there will be a buzzer, you will have to press it. Obviously, he'll also work on the point system because obviously,
10
because of active skip
seconds.
rounds, it's 1-0 at the moment, but realistically, it's not. It should be 2-1 to blue. So, let's just get a couple of games in. My long shots in the game aren't as good as my long shots IRL, I won't lie. But you can literally hit people on a pixel like that. And that's it. And red won that round. Did my job as back centre. That's pretty much the in-depth overview of the game. It's by far my favourite game on Steam. That's one thing I should have mentioned. It is only on
10
Steam at the
seconds.
moment. This is on PC. But yeah, it's currently my favourite game. I love the sport. If you actually ever get a chance to play paintball like this, up air, I'd recommend it. It's actually got such a brotherhood behind it already. I can't follow it. The community is so far amazing. And I am partnered with them as well. The solo guys made this, guys. It's not expensive. It's about £12–13 on Steam. I don't know how much that is in dollars. Obviously, you can jump as well. Like that. But yeah. I hope you enjoyed the review, guys. If you ever want to play, let me know. In the meantime, enjoy some gameplay footage, and I'll catch you on the flip side. I really appreciate it. A huge shout out to Moonless Death for literally recovering my stream. So I've noticed as well, obviously I've won a few points where I just ran down the field. The game doesn't really like it when you're continuously running and gunning. So if you can hold and do it, it's even better. Thanks, I appreciate it.
10 seconds.
Yeah, red and black, it's super comfy. Whee. As I go, it's not going to be a massively long stream because there's some other bits I need to do before I
10 seconds.
hit the hay and get to bed. So maybe an hour on this, and I'll probably hold something else for like half an hour or like 45, I don't know. I wish it was in-game comms because I knew he was in Snake. I just didn't know whether he was in Snake 1, Snake 2, or Snake 3.